Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Vail Valley Live. I'm Trisha Swenson here in the Grand Hyatt Vail studio. Beaver Creek has closed down for the season. A very fun closing day out there under blue skies yesterday. Hopefully, you had a chance to get out there and enjoy it. We do have Vail open for one more week. They will be closing on Sunday, April 23rd. No chance of extending that season this year. Last year, they did stay open into early May, but they are going to be closing it down next Sunday. So get out there and enjoy it. Lifts will be opening up at 8:30 this morning, so it should be still a great week of skiing and riding for you. But thanks for joining us on today's show. I'll be riding solo with you here in the studio. We've got Anthony pushing the buttons, controlling the show from behind the scenes. And if you have any questions you want to ask us during the show, you can always do so on social media or on Facebook as well as YouTube. And you can just search Vail Valley Live into those platforms and ask your question during the live show, which is 7:30 to 8:30 Mountain Daylight Time. Otherwise, just come along for the ride. We've got the groomer right here for Vail. Of course, Beaver Creek, we don't have it because that is closed. But for the grooming for Vail Mountain, this would be a good place for you to look. Maybe wait a little bit for things to soften up. Things went below freezing overnight, and it might take them a little while to warm up. But still, great coverage out there. So get out there and enjoy it. Do want to remind you that after those wet slides causing inbound avalanches last week on Vail in the back bowls, they did not reopen China Bowl or Teacup Bowl. But I think portions of your Sun Up and Sundown Bowl, serviced by chair number 5, the High Noon Express, are going to be back open for you. But it's always good to pay attention to the Epic Mix app, which you can find right on your phone. And you can find out just kind of real-time lift lines and what's open, what's not. But it is typical that we close down areas like Blue Sky Basin beforehand. And just what was going on with those snow conditions in the back bowls after the wet slides, they were like, you know what, we're just going to keep everyone safe and keep everyone in areas that they can control just a little bit better. But let's give you details on what you can expect weather-wise for today. It is a gorgeous morning. If you look outside, hardly a cloud in the sky. This weather and mountain report brought to you by the outlets at Silverthorne. Just about a half-hour drive from here over Vail Pass into Silverthorne, and you'll find stores on both sides of I-70. So right now we're looking at about 22 degrees. So things did get below freezing, which may mean that the snow consistency is a little, well, what I would call crunchy this morning. But once you let that sun warm things up, and it is going to warm up, wow, look at our daytime high is going to be in the low to mid 50s for today. And then we'll drop back down to those low 20s overnight. Already up on Vail and Beaver Creek, it is 22 degrees as well for both mountains. And by mid-morning, we'll be in the mid 30s, and by noon, we could probably be in the mid 40s. Now, we're going to see the winds becoming west, just not too bad, 5 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear. And then tomorrow, same kind of thing, sunny, but we'll have some more breezy conditions, windy conditions. That'll start to pick up. Winds could gust as high as 45 miles per hour for Tuesday. And then for Tuesday night, a slight chance of snow showers after midnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 29. And then for Wednesday, we're going to see snow showers likely, mainly after 12 noon, maybe a little thunder possible as well. Breezy with maybe gusts around 30 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation on Wednesday is 60%. And then Wednesday night, we'll have about 30% chance of snow showers. For Thursday, a 40% chance of snow showers, maybe a little of that thunder snow possible. And then Friday, still lingering snow showers. Saturday, still mostly cloudy. So we could have some cloudy conditions all the way through the rest of the week. So probably the nicest days today and tomorrow. Today probably being the absolute nicest with the absence of that wind coming in. But, I wonder if we will hit Vail's seasonal average. That is 354 inches. Right now, we're at 345. Beaver Creek ended the season near their seasonal average. They ended it with 328 inches for the whole season on a 67 mid-mountain base. Vail is sitting at a 65 mid-mountain base. So I wonder if we could just get maybe 9 more inches of snow between now and closing day. That could be possible because look at this. Wednesday, possibly 3 inches of snow for Vail. Thursday, 3 inches. Another 4 for Friday. So we could see. I would love it. I would love it, Anthony, if we hit that seasonal average. I don't know why I really care, but I think it's just kind of fun. It's like a little goal that we have out there. But that's a look at your weather. Definitely wear the sunscreen today because I know with you when you're shedding the layers, your neck, your ears, the sides of your face, the nose, the bottom of the nose, even with the goggles on, your nose, I see a lot of Rudolph noses out there. So put on the sunscreen, something with SPF of 30 or higher, put it on before you go out and reapply it throughout the day as well. So you're going to want some sunscreen out there on the slopes, especially if you're wearing shorts like we were seeing on the cover of the Vail Daily. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But thank you for sticking with us. We're going to be with you for about the next 50 minutes till 8:30 when the lifts open. So stay tuned. We've got more Vail Valley Live coming your way, including traffic reports and your Vail Daily headlines.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
At My Future Pathways, our mission is to be the helping hand that enriches and elevates the lives of youth and families of our valley so they can reach their full potential. Through our holistic approach, our tutoring service and programming strengthen our community, develop self-worth, create opportunities, and promote values. We are My Future Pathways.
We are back. I want to let you know what made a headline today's Vail Daily from Monday, April 17th. And on the cover, take a look. You could see how much fun it looked like out there yesterday at Beaver Creek. Ski bladers in jorts, also known as jean shorts, ride the Centennial Lift on closing day at Beaver Creek on Sunday. The resort closed with 328 inches for the season. So yeah, warm enough to wear shorts or jorts, whatever you want to call them. And it's fun that they're on those little ski blades, those shorter skis. So we've got that chairlift gondola combination in Centennial, and that's a great example right there of the gondola car and the six-pack chair. And that leads us into our headlines for today. Closing down the Beaver, chairlift stops spinning as skiers make their last turns under an ideal bluebird sky in Beaver Creek. So you can read a little more about this if you weren't there. You can kind of get the vibe and the feel and learn a little bit more about the 300 to 28 inches, which is pretty close to their reported average, their seasonal average. Some more on this on page A3 and then also A8. Lots of fun pictures in there as well. And then for Time Machine, wow, 10 years ago, Vail Mountain reopens after closing. So Vail Mountain reopened for a weekend after closing on Sunday, April 14th, 2013. A massive storm system began hitting the area on Sunday, dropping more than a foot of snow on Vail Mountain during the closing day festivities. And snow continued to fall on Monday, closing I-70 or over Vail Pass for much of the day. So just kind of neat that they decided, well, we're going to just reopen it. So it's kind of fun to look at Time Machine, what was happening 20 years ago, 30 years ago, even back to 50 years ago this week. So grab your paper and take a look at that on page A2. And then also in today's news, how did Vail shape a Denver mayor hopeful? Well, those who knew Mike Johnston believe he's the right candidate for the job. So Mike Johnston, he grew up in Vail, and he's one of 2 candidates for Denver mayor. Learn more about him in today's paper. And then also in the sports section, we've got big game hunting. There's more interest in it. It soars beyond capacity. So learn a little bit more about this and why in today's paper. And then also we've got the Cozy Gondola. Alpenrose offers a multi-course raclette and fondue dinner experience in back patio gondolas. These are gondola cars that have been turned into like little miniature dining rooms. They're so beautifully decorated, so much detail. Look at the flooring on that hardwood on the floor as well as the ceiling. The antler chandelier, the cozy seats. You can read more about this and how you can experience this at Alpenrose in the summer and winter time. Check it out on page B1. Also, celebrate Independent Bookstore Day with Bookworm coming up later in April. There's a lot of things in today's Vail Daily you won't want to miss. So either pick up your physical copy or go online and find out more about today's stories, archive stories, and when breaking news alerts happen. Now it's time to take a look at what the roads are looking like today. A real easy commute with all that sunshine lately. The roads are actually looking very good. There are some areas up near Vail Pass Summit where you could see still a lot of snow on the sides of the roads, and much of that will melt off during the day. A lot of times it'll just kind of streak across the pavement, but it'll refreeze overnight. So do just be careful of those shady areas and everything. Looks like Eisenhower Tunnel needs to clean their screen right there. But otherwise, you can see Officers Gulch, really no snow on the sides of the roads. East Vail looking good as well. You know that I-70 cleanup is coming up the first weekend in May. And wow, if you take a look, there's a lot of garbage on the roadside. So that will be a big day to get involved with I-70 cleanup, just so you can do your part to help clean up the roadsides. So construction wise, I-70 eastbound, the right lane is closed due to bridge construction. This is on Vail Pass. So if you're going eastbound, keep in mind the right lane will be closed due to some bridge construction. They've got an ongoing project that's been, wow, it's been happening up at Vail Pass for at least over a year. And so now that the weather is getting nicer and we're starting to see the spring arrive, those construction projects are going to ramp back up again. So if you want to know about any other construction projects going on and how it may impact your drive, go to cotrip.org, and that's a great way to keep in touch with what's happening on the roadways, not even just weather related, but just what's happening construction wise and other details. But let's talk a little bit about, so during the spring, we typically, as of April 15th, we would have opened up certain trails in the area, a lot of down valley trails. Vail, Beaver Creek, a lot of their trails will still be closed for quite some time. But the above average snowfall will extend the closure beyond Saturday's date of April 15th. So especially in the West Avon Preserve, town officials announced that the seasonal closure for the majority of the West Avon Preserve will extend until, well, we get more melt off, until those trails aren't muddy, because muddy trails or closed trails. So, just make sure you're looking at that. And it's kind of cool. You can look at the West Avon Preserve website, and it gives you a detail of these maps. So it is West Avon, going almost over towards June Creek Trail and Single Tree. A lot of fun trails for many different ages as well. And we would love to be riding on these, and we probably were at this point last year. But once again, it's just not the case with what was happening with all the snowfall that we have so far. So just be patient. If you want to go riding, head west. Fruta could be a great place to go right now. A lot of people love to do their camping trips to Moab now that the season is closed up here. So just want to make sure that you're aware of that. And then also Vail Back Bowls, they did close China Bowl and Teacup Bowl due to those wet slides that happened last week. Now, I do believe they were opening up portions of Sun Up and Sundown lift. The Sundown Express, which was the brand new lift, number 17, that had already closed. So those two bowls were being accessed by High Noon Express. That brings you back up to Midvale. So just some closures and some things we want you to be aware of before you head out there. So, and we want you to make sure you stay safe. So it's just good to stay out of the areas that are closed right now. It might look tempting to cut the rope, but not a good idea. And it's not a good idea to get injured, especially right now where we do see the change in the snow. Anthony, you were up at Beaver Creek. What was it like yesterday?
It was sticky.
Sticky.
Yeah.
What window of time did you go up?
We were up around 1 o'clock to 2:30, 2:45.
Okay, yeah. 1 o'clock, 2:30, 2:45.
Paid attention.
Yeah. So you may want to download at the end of the day. That's always a good thing to do because the snow just gets sticky, especially on a day like today, where we're going to see very high temperatures for a ski season. So 54 is about the high for today. So if you're going to go up there, I would go up Midvale and just do some laps, maybe do one down Sun Up or Sundown Bowl, come on back up, and then you can always download Gondola 1 or the Eagle Bunk Gondola out of Lion's Head. It's just a nice way to kind of save your knees. I was over at Aspen this weekend, Anthony, and boy, we were pushing around that snow. My quads still hurt from that. I mean, we were skiing pretty hard and skiing a lot, but I could definitely feel it on the legs. So all that slush, you're pushing it around, especially the little kids. So keep an eye on them. If they start kind of bonking and just, they're getting tired, make sure they're fed, make sure they have some water. And then I would just download at the end of the day because we're so close to summer. You don't want to not be able to bike. You don't want to not be able to hike because you're dealing with an injury that you endured right now at this last part of the season. So we got a week left at Vail Mountain. The lift's going to be opening in about a little over half an hour right now. So I would wait a little bit before you go out there. I would let it soften up just a little bit. But if you do get hurt, and I was talking to some people on the chairlift, my friends from Vail, we were all in Aspen, and one guy's getting his hip replaced. Another one's waiting to get their knee done. Another one has a fib, something or other. Like a lot of people are scheduling their surgeries right now. And a lot of them were talking about Dr. Kavricki and Dr. Yu. So let's learn more with Ask the Doc. It's time for Ask the Doc. And joining me now, we have Dr. Kavricki as well as Dr. Yu. And they are with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. And we're going to be talking about joint replacements. We've got some questions public, and we have them on our little ski boot here. Okay, which is gentler on your joints, skiing or snowboarding? We'll ask you.
We get this question all the time. So it kind of depends on how you do those sports. So if you're an aggressive snowboarder and you're doing, big air in the park and you're in the backcountry dropping cliffs, same thing goes for skiing. That's going to be much more intense on your joints. But if you're just going for a cruise on the groomers, gentle blues and greens and maybe an occasional black, both of those are actually very similar as far as safety goes, comfort goes for your hips and your knees.
All right, so Do the ones that you love, just don't be dropping too many clips when you get older.
I'd just say let pain be your guide.
Let pain be your guide. Okay, perfect. Okay, Dr. Yu, are there any benefits to robotic knee replacement surgery over traditional surgery?
I want to say there are a lot of different ways to use the robot, to use it to your advantage. I'd say it's just like buying a cell phone and using it for making calls versus everything else you can use it for. So I think it's how you apply it and how you use it.
We are actively exploring robotic total joints to see if we can move the needle to improve patient outcomes, and that's what our research and our foundation is all about.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, all right, good question up there. Okay, next question is, I want to put off my hip replacement for one more ski season. Any risks to delaying my surgery?
The answer is no. It's totally up to the patient. So we see patients from all different backgrounds, all different spectrums of disease, and all I would say is there's no risk to delaying your surgery. It's all about how comfortable you can live with your current hip. So if you can stay comfortable, that's fine. You can wait till the spring, or you can wait as long as you want.
Let pain be your guide.
Let pain be your guide.
Okay, all right, Dr. Yu, I'm in my 40s and I already need a total knee replacement. I'm worried about needing knee revision surgery later in life. I hear it's a complex surgery that can impact my activity level. Does a knee replacement now mean I have to give up my lifestyle later?
In my opinion and my advice, if you're the type that's active, let's say you work outdoors as a ski patroller or ski instructor, or you love to bike, hike, enjoy the outdoors, I'd say get the joint replacement early and enjoy your life now. Implants will last 15 to 20 years. And so when you're slowing down later on in life, we can do a revision. So no, I don't think that you'll have to give up activities later on in life.
Definitely, stay active, run after. Okay, here's the next question. Okay. How do I know if it's time for joint replacement?
Well, so, most patients will find that they're ready to pursue total joint replacement surgery when their current joints are limiting their quality of life. Whether you're 60 or 40 or somewhere in between, the way we do total joints today is better than ever. Our techniques, our technologies, our rehab protocols, our pain program. And so with that being said, patients can do really well. And total joints really carry about a 1% risk of failure per year. So there's an 80% chance a total joint, hip or knee, will last 20 plus years. And with that being said, play the hand you were dealt. Play the cards you were dealt with the lifestyle you want to live. And if you feel that your knees and your hips are limiting your ability to enjoy the things you want to do, at that point, it's typically when patients make the decision to have their surgery. Keep in mind, no one ever needs a total joint. It's all about quality of life and how comfortable you can be with or without your joint replacement.
Okay, perfect. You guys, thanks so much for your time today. It was great to get a little bit of some of the questions that the public is wanting to know answered this morning. If you want to find out more, contact Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality of care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat their patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to success to get you there.
Well, we are back. I want to give you details on the weather. It's going to be a warm one today. We'll see highs in the 50s, maybe even 60s down valley, abundant sunshine, and not a lot of wind. Tomorrow will be very similar, but we'll have the wind come into play. So right now we're looking at 22 degrees. So it did get below freezing overnight, which I mentioned because with all the slushy conditions and how warm it was yesterday afternoon, well, then nightfall happens, and then a lot of that slush kind of freezes and it gets a little hard packed and just kind of we call it coral reef kind of thing. So you may want to have things warm up a little bit. I always say kind of follow the sun, eastern facing slopes first. So just take a look at what Vail Mountain and what slopes face east, and that let that be your guide. And the temperatures will start to rise above freezing by 9 a.m. Will be 32 degrees, and then we'll probably be near 40 at 12 noon, and then top out into the 50s and 60s later on today. Up on the mountain already, 22 degrees for both Vail and Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek, once again, is closed. So I want to remind you, they did close for the season yesterday among a lot of hoopla. You can see some of the photos in today's Vail Daily. And then the next couple of days, here's what we can expect. So I mentioned a little bit more wind for Tuesday. So we've got breezy conditions. Winds and gusts up to 45 miles per hour tomorrow. Similar temperatures will be back into the low to mid 50s. And then for Tuesday night, 20% of snow showers after midnight. And then Wednesday, we're going to be seeing some snow showers probably after about 12 noon. Precipitation is 60%. That'll go into Wednesday, Thursday into Friday. So we could see some more snow accumulation, maybe even up to 10 inches. Maybe 3 on Wednesday, 3 on Thursday, 4 on Friday, maybe 1 on Saturday. So that could get Vail up to its seasonal average. Right now we're at 345 inches season to date at Vail Mountain, skiing and riding on a 65-inch mid-mountain base. So it's looking really good. But wow, I was just reading about Steamboat, their second highest snowfall. They're at 448, just a little short of 489, which was their total in 2007, 2008. So, wow, I know that Utah has seen quite a bit. Lake Tahoe, that whole area with all their different ski areas around there. That's where Meredith is this week. So hopefully she can kind of give us some video and scoop on just what it looks like having, just feet upon feet upon feet of snow throughout the winter. But you know what? We're happy to get our 345, and maybe we'll reach that yearly seasonal average 354 by the time it's all said and done. Let's let you know what's going on over at Beaver Creek. We've got a lot of fun activities and events happening. Even though they closed down, we're already going to shift and look towards summer. So the summer lineup is looking pretty good already. In fact, Blues, Brews, and Barbecue, just a little over a month away from now. We've got the Memorial Day kickoff, and this has been a tradition at the Beaver for many, many years. And it 3 things: blues music, plenty of delicious barbecue, and beer. So that's your brews. So all those great things make a great combination. And we're going to have fun music. It's going to kick off on Friday night with David Lawrence and the Spoonful. And then the Chicago Blues All-Stars. On Saturday, Mark Teleska, Texas Flood, which is a tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Anthony Gomes. They'll take the stage that day. And then on Sunday, Burnsville Blues Band, which is a local outfit, and then the 99 Brown Dogs and the Jorgensens will be playing. And this all happens kind of during the day. You could see that we'd start things out right around 11 a.m. and then it wraps up at 6. So it's just a nice midday activity. And the barbecue is something you just cannot believe. So this is going to be really fun. Just to have this once again. So we're excited for Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. And then beyond that, we're going to have Beaver Creek Unplugged. So this is a fun thing that's going to be going on Thursdays, starting towards the end of June, the 22nd of June, all the way through the 14th of September. Many, many different bands will be playing. Never the same one each week. Some of the highlights that stand out to me: Broken Arrow, which is the music of Neil Young. That'll be on June 29th. And then the North Mississippi All-Stars. These guys have played all over the valley and all over. So they're just a crowd-pleasing favorite. They're going to be taking the stage on July 6th. That'll be right during that Independence Day week. And then another one that sounds fun is Otmar Liebert and Luna Negra. They've played around here as well. That'll be the final one that they do in September. So lots of fun. It's just going to be a free Unplugged series, probably outdoors. if I know Beaver Creek. So we're looking forward to that. And then the middle of the summer, Independence Day celebration. Beaver Creek does it in grand style. They even bring out the slip and slides. So stars, stripes, and slides. There'll be plenty of food vendors, great artisans out there. Black Magic is going to be the Santana experience, kind of a Santana tribute band. And then the Fabulous Thunderbirds. This will be a great show. And then this is going to be on July 4th right there. So that'll be on Tuesday this year. And then Oktoberfest, the 1st through the 3rd. Headliners include Constantine Maroulis, The Breakers, which is a tribute to Tom Petty, and then Trachten Kapelle, that is the band, the authentic Bavarian band from Luck, Austria, which is Beaver Creek's sister city, and then Helmut Fricker, of course, he's our resident Bavarian. He'll be playing the music. But the House of Games, the Bavarian food vendors, European beers, all the steins, all that stuff's going to be a lot of fun. So you can find out more as we get a little closer to all of this. Beaver Creek will be updating their website. Now, another thing that's going on up at Beaver Creek, now we just had the last show, the Wood Brothers, sold out show. So many people were trying to get tickets. That closed down the winter season. Now the summer season is going to be coming our way. And we did announce that Love Lovett and his large band, that'll be the first concert to kick off the shows at the Villar Center. As of now, we could always add more shows, but this is June 29th, 7 p.m. Ticket prices, reserved seating starts at $125, which is a little bit higher than some of the tickets we typically see there, but it is Love Lovett. So his large band will be backing him up. He's played solo shows before, and played with Robert Earl Keen and different people, but he's bringing out the large band for this one. And then Jeff Tweedy, that was another one that was just announced a few weeks ago. That's going to be on Saturday, July 22nd. Leo Kottke is going to be coming August 17th. So just a lot of wonderful shows. Take a look at the whole lineup. Yeah, take a look at this, because once you see La Lovin' on the 29th, then Toe the Red Sprocket is coming back with all the music of the 90s, and then Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, that should be a ton of fun, and then an evening with David Sedaris. Peak Martini is back, featuring the music of China Forbes, Jeff Tweedy, like we mentioned. Oh, and then a Beatles tribute called Rain. That should be a lot of fun. Abbey Road and the Rooftop Concert. This will be July 25th, 7 p.m. Tickets are starting at $65 for this. If you love the Beatles, you got to see this. And I think this would be something that would be really fun to share with all different ages. I think you could take multi-generations to this, and everybody is going to have a lot of fun. So that'll be going on. And then Andrew Bird will be playing, as well as an evening with Fran Lebowitz. So we've got a whole lineup coming up, and I bet you they'll announce more shows as the spring goes on. So, but that's a quick look at what the Villar Performing Arts Center has for you. So just put that in your calendar. You can look at villarpac.org for more information, and I would get your tickets, especially for La Lovett. I think that 530-seat theater could sell out pretty quickly. All right, let's take it to a break. We'll come back with more information on what else is going on. Beaver Creek's already closed, but we can give you details on how to navigate Vail Mountain.
Join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and watch Vail Valley Latino. Our goal is to elevate the voices of the Latino community in the Eagle River Valley and provide a platform to speak with local businesses, organizations, entrepreneurs, creatives, and much more. Find the show on Facebook YouTube, and Outside Television Channel 17. We are Vail Valley Latino.
We're here at Yeti's Grind with Chris Anthony as part of our Locals and Legends series on Vail Valley Live. And first question, Chris, what's your go-to when you go to Yeti's Grind?
This is my go-to place, of course, and I always get the mocha with oat milk.
Oat milk, okay.
Yes.
And then what do we got here in the tinfoil?
And then I usually switch around, but I usually get a burrito. And this one's the chorizo burrito. I never get it with the sauce, so I'm trying to stick to a diet.
Okay. I don't know why, because this guy gets out on the hill pretty much more than anyone I know. Chris Anthony is known as a local skiing legend, Warren Miller movie fixture for many, many decades, and now he's gotten into making movies on his own. But let's talk about those early years. So you were in, what, 28 Warren Miller movies?
Yeah, 20 in a row. I got to do one when I was a little kid, but when I got to be officially like an athlete in the film was 1989. And it's still, that was the fluorescent clothing and the mullets and the crop top and bad hair and bright clothing.
And exciting skiing. I'm sure you're doing some hot dogging out there. Well, throughout the decades that you were with the Warren Miller films, I mean, of course, you went to some of the iconic ski resorts in the United States and Europe, but you also really went to some places off the beaten path. Tell us about some of those. Give us a little list of where you were.
Yeah, so I kind of got known as the utility guy. I was always willing to, it wasn't going to be about my ego or anything ever. I would do whatever it took to get to be invited to go do a Warren Miller film. I mean, we were not paid or anything. This was something that you volunteered to do, but I just wanted to do it. So one of the great stories of the 10th Mountain Division, and there is 1,000, but it was while they were in Camp Hale, and a group of them trekked from Camp Hale over the mountains to Aspen and partied in the Hotel Jerome. And it's known as the Trooper Traverse. So I thought that was like a great thing that maybe we could recreate. And so I started going down this road of trying to get that to happen.
And then more recently, you told the tale of what happened after their big battles on Beaver Ridge, Mount Belvedere, and Mission Mount Maynard is now your film that you worked on for many, many years.
Many years. So a lot of people, because of Climb to Glory and because of all that, thought that I was a historian of the 10th Mountain, which I was definitely not. But I guess now I would be kind of one. But so a lot of people kept throwing me information about the 10th Mountain, their stories. And the one that caught my interest was a retired brigadier general in the Slovenian mountain troops that tracked me down in Italy to tell me about when the 10th Mountain Division was on the Yugoslavian border in 1945 and had a ski race. So of course that was like, that hit a mark with me. And I started going down that road of doing the research, why they were there, which eventually led to a whole documentary on its own that I produced, wrote, edited, narrated, the whole thing. Even did the music for. And that now, after 6 years, it became Mission Mount Vanguard, which I'm currently touring around. And it's a fun one.
Well, and it's fun too because it's educational as well, and that's a big part of what you do too. You have your initiative project that you started, and you've been going into the classrooms for decades also, but you want to give back to the youth and kind of instill, kind of spark that interest of the outdoors in the youth. Tell us about your foundation.
So about 29 years ago, Colorado Ski Country asked if I would, in behalf of their 5th grade passport program, do school visits, like show and tell. And originally I was like, well, I don't know what to do, but I walked in there and here I have all these segments from the Warren Miller films, and they are in different places around the planet, and I realized I could share these entertaining segments with the kids, get their attention, and take them on a cultural, geographical journey around the planet, which then started catching on, and schools requested and requested and requested. Eventually, 11 years ago, I took that one step further and became my own 501c. So not only can I continue to go into classrooms and provide this mentorship using all this great material that I have, including the story of the 10th Mountain Division, but now I can also bridge kids from some of those underserved communities and those low-income neighborhoods up to the mountains to get to enjoy the environment that we're used to. And through my fundraising efforts of my 501c. So Mission Now Vanguard, for example, I'm touring and raising money in that effort. So it's all worked out in one nice circle.
It definitely has. And it's so fun that you still can be part of the Vail Valley and be on the mountain and everything. So, well, thank you for your time today. It's such an amazing career in what, 30 short years you've done quite a bit in your life.
I've been very lucky. I fell in love with a great sport, happened to be in a great spot. I was lucky to have a couple mentors that allowed me the opportunity to go film with the Warrior guys. And, it's been just a trek of survival, but one that I've been able to hopefully I've given back a lot.
You definitely have. All right, I want your mocha to get cold. Oh, your burrito. Okay.
Exactly.
We are back. I want to give you details about today's weather. What a gorgeous morning we're seeing right now outside the Grand Hyatt Vail windows. Just nothing but blue sky today. And today will probably be the nicest day of the week if you like blue skies and not a ton of wind and you like the warmth. We're going to be reaching into the 50s, maybe even the 60s down valley. Right now, we're just around the low 20s, so it did freeze overnight. Things will be a little bit crunchy this morning after all the slush yesterday. And wow, you really want to make sure you have some wax on your skis and snowboards because that granular snow has a lot of moisture in it, and you kind of get slowed down, especially on those catwalks. So keep your skis tuned up just all the way through the very end of the season. Beaver Creek did close yesterday, and Vail will be closing this Sunday. But our temperatures will be into the 30s by about 9 o'clock and the 40s by noon. And then as we look at this storm coming through, we'll see a change in the weather tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies as we start the day. The biggest difference between today and tomorrow will be the wind. And that's just kind of in advance of this new system rolling on through. Now by Tuesday night, we could see a 20% chance of showers late. And then as we roll into Wednesday, about a 60% chance of precipitation. That'll go through Wednesday night into Thursday. We'll have a 40% chance of snow showers, still breezy. And then Friday, still some cloud cover and a chance of showers and much cooler temperatures. You look into Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, we'll start getting into the 30s, even the low 30s by Friday. So as we close out the weekend, I don't think we'll have as abundant sunshine, but you never know. It could really get sunny by Sunday because as you can see, we kind of start winding down this storm. Couple inches on Wednesday and Thursday, 4 inches possibly on Friday, maybe 1 lingering inch on Saturday. So we could maybe get up to 10 more inches of snow in the next 1 to 5 days, which would be really cool. That would bump us up into the 350 degree or inch mark, 355 if that all comes through. So that's a look at your weather. Wear the screen today and maybe just enjoy another cup of coffee. I know the lift's open at 8:30, but you may want to just wait for things to soften up and to warm up. This Weather and Mountain Report brought to you by Grand Hyatt Vail. Keep in mind that chairlift right outside of the Grand Hyatt Vail, that has closed for this season. That closed as of yesterday also. A few other places that closed down, not only Beaver Creek, but over at Keystone, those closed down Eldora, Ski Cooper. So we still have Vail for you, as well as Breckenridge. And Copper Mountain is staying open all the way until May 7th. And A Basin, who knows? We could be skiing there all the way to the 4th of July. The A Basin, that area just tends to hold onto their snow and has one of the longest seasons in Colorado. So get out there and enjoy that. But summer is just around the corner, and I couldn't help but notice how much more flow is going through the creeks and the rivers right now. A lot of that snow is melting, and it makes us think of whitewater season and all those activities. And the GoPro Mountain Games are just around the corner. Registration has already began for a lot of their different events, especially for some of the fly fishing events that tend to sell out. So we're so excited to have this multi-day event, festival. It's just such a wonderful thing. It'll be June 8th through the 11th. And it's free to spectate. I think this is a good time to invite friends from out of town. Even if you don't do any of the events, it's fun to just see the best that the mountains has to offer. It really is the best of the best. From all the events that go on, including the events for the dogs, family friendly, a lot of the Gear Town and the Expo Village, lots of different swag. You can get stickers and hats and different things that you can collect. And then we've got mountains of music. So I quickly wanted to go through this section for you because Mountains of Music, this is ticketed events, happens at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater, which did have its earliest season opening ever, opening up April 7th and 8th for a couple of shows during the winter. We've never done that before, but we'll really kick things off when the GoPro Mountain Games feature incredible live concerts as part of the Mountains of Music. So the first one is going to be on Thursday, June 8th, and this is called Brothers of a Feather, featuring Chris and Rich Robinson. So if you like the Black Crowes, this is your ticket right there. The Motet will be opening up for them. They are out of Boulder. So tickets for this will be general admission pavilion, $55, and then lawn general admission, $32. So a lot of times we do have free concerts at the amp, but these are all ticketed shows. And then Oribolo and the Heavy Heavy, that'll be on Friday, June 9th. Tickets for pavilion seats, $50, and lawn seats are $28. Opening up for them, yep, the Heavy Heavy. And then local natives, and opening up for them are Circles Around the Sun. So this will be on Saturday, kind of the last show of that series. Tickets for pavilion seats, $40, and lawn general admission, just $25. And, tickets, if you want the pavilion seats, maybe you want to get closer to the stage, you want to dance right down there, you don't want to worry about the weather. But I love the lawn seats. Lawn seats are great too. All the concession stands will be open. It'll be all ready to go for you. And then, so that kicks off the season, basically, the summertime season. And then we bring in Shaky Graves on June 21st. July 6th, Big Head Todd and the Monsters. They usually do their big shows down on the Front Range. Looks like they're doing a stop right here. Blues Traveler will be with them as well. I got to see John Popper at Shakedown Bar earlier this winter, and what a fun show. That guy could still just crank out the tunes, the harmonica, the vocals. He's been doing this a long time. So this should be a fun show. Then the Old Crow Medicine Show, that'll be on July 16th at the Ford Amp. And then Camp, they added that this year, July 17th. And then Trombone Shorty and Orleans Avenue with Ziggy Marley. I mean, all of these together. This is going to be a great lineup. And then we bring in the Vail Dance Festival. So many wonderful things to enjoy at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We haven't even talked about Bravo. That's going to be kicking off with St. Martin's in the Fields. Joshua Bell leading that. So that will be a great show that you won't want to, or a series of shows that you won't want to miss. It goes late June through early August. And if you've never seen a show with the orchestras, maybe it's the New York Philharmonic, Dallas Symphony, and you've got the beauty of nature around you, it really is quite the experience you won't want to miss. So just a few things musically that's happening in the Vail Valley. I mean, I think in the summertime, I would definitely say, of course, the outdoor adventures, biking, hiking, fly fishing, horseback riding, you name it, it happens. But I think the music is really the second best thing that happens here throughout the summertime in abundance. out there. So it should be a lot of fun. So to find out more about those early concerts happening, you can go to mountaingames.com for more details. But let's get back to some of the events. So what's really cool about the GoPro Mountain Games is it's so inclusive. You don't have to be an uber athlete to do this. You can do a 5K run, which is 3.2 miles, after work with your dog. I mean, there's just different ways to get involved. You can do the same time trial course that the pros do. You can do the same climbing wall that the pros do and the citizens climb. So it really has a cool vibe. It's great to, you got a little time to, maybe do some running and get yourself ready for this because it is early summer. But it is really neat to see the people that come out after year for this. And one group that you got to meet are the dogs and their trainers. So we kind of changed Lion's Head into Dog Town with the big pools, because the dogs are doing all these different competitions where they're seeing how far the dog can jump, how high the dog can jump, how quickly they can retrieve in the speed retrieve events. It's just amazing. So when you think about the GoPro Mountain Games, dogs have been a big part of this. And do we have the video? Okay, are we gonna toss to it, or let's see if we can do it. Dueling Dogs is one. Purina Pro Plan Dock Dogs, Extreme Vertical, Purina Pro Plan Outdoor Big Air. So Purina is a big part of this, and it's so camera friendly. It's very fun. They take a lot of the best of the GoPro Mountain Games, and they put together a whole show on outside television. That's pretty fun. But a lot of these owners, and their dogs will travel the nation and do all sorts of events like these that are sponsored by Purina or different dog food companies or dog supply companies. It's amazing how it's a whole culture, a whole community. A lot of these dog trainers and the pooches, they know each other from the circuit. So it's just a lot of fun. So add that to your calendar. Tell your friends to come out that weekend. You won't be disappointed. There's so much eye candy going on. It's a big week. It's tiring to take part in it all, but it is a lot of fun. So that's just a look at what's going on with the Mountain Games. GoPro is the big sponsor of it, but it's a great time to be in the Valley. But hey, let's take it to a quick break and come back with just a bit more of Vail Valley Live.
We believe in the power of a live performance. We believe in making memories together. Join us as we celebrate 25 years of making moments that last a lifetime. Bringing concerts, comedy, Broadway, classical, dance, and family entertainment in the heart of the Rocky Mountains in Beaver Creek Village. View the full lineup and get tickets today at villarpack.org.
Welcome to Nap Harvest. We are showcasing healthy habits, and you can start right here feeding your family healthy organic vegetables and fruits that are seasonal and local. They're all the way from Arizona with our wonderful, beautiful citrus fruits that we sneak across the border for. But don't forget our nap mushrooms, grown at 9,000 feet. Mushrooms are chock full of benefits for you. And then also the microgreens, also chock full of vitamins. Come see us at Nap Harvest in Eagle Ranch on Sylvan Lake Road next to Color Coffee. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 4.
All right, I love that time lapse. It's so amazing to just see the mountain wake up and then all the people, and then it winds down, the sun sets, the stars come out. Pretty cool out there. Hey, if you're going to be going out to Vail, keep in mind we do have some closures. Of course, China Bowl and Teacup Bowl. We did close those last week, and then Blue Sky Basin closed the weekend before that. So, but still, you can go sundown and sun up bowl using Chair 5, High Noon Express, and then the front side, quite a bit of acreage open for you out there. So lots of ways to enjoy the mountain. I would let things warm up just a little bit. We did go below freezing temperature-wise overnight, especially after a warm day yesterday. A lot of that slush kind of gets a little crunchy. So maybe just take your time to get out there. And then for the snow that's less sticky, the higher you go, that it'll be cooler. Those cooler temperatures from Midvale on up. I think Northwoods is another great place to go. But then at the end of the day, I would consider downloading, because when you start going down Bear Tree and getting down to the base and coming down, different areas, Born Free and everything over in Lion's Head, it does get pretty slushy at the bottom. And you definitely notice when you've passed that point where you're like, oh yeah, here comes the slush. Anthony, what would you say? Where were you skiing? You did a couple laps at the Beeve yesterday?
Just one.
Yeah,
From
just
Mid-Mountain from what's the building name?
Oh, the Spruce Saddle?
Spruce Saddle, sorry.
Yeah.
I got the burger if you want to show that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Anthony, he celebrated with a burger. Ty Diaz and Anthony went out there. Look at that. Oh yeah. That's good living.
That is good.
Right there.
Last one of the season.
Last burger
We
of
were
the
the last two
season.
customers of the season.
They were shutting it down. And it looked kind of like they had a new little burger express lane or something.
They did, yes.
You know?
Yep.
That was kind of nice. Did you go to the ice cream parlor? That was open.
No.
Okay. Well.
We
All right,
needed
next
protein.
year. Next year. Yeah, they needed the protein. So they do still have some on-mountain restaurants available for you today for dining. But hey, if you're looking for something else to do this morning, about an hour from now, they're still doing that yoga at the Colorado Snow Sports Museum. So that'll be for the next several Mondays. You can join on Monday 24th, on May 1, May 8th, and it's just a $15 fee. Bring your own mat, and the benefit goes towards the instructor and the Colorado Snow Sports Museum. It's kind of neat to see the museum in a different light and from a different angle from the mat. So that's going on today. Also, Brendan McKinney is playing some music at King's Club Lounge tonight, 7 to 10. There are still some après-ski musical performances going on. I think the Red Line is kind of, they're winding things down. So I don't think Johnny Schlepper is going to play according to their website. But you never know. If not, they're going to be cranking the tunes. They've got music with speakers that they'll just put through anyway to give you a cool vibe. But I think today, what a nice day to hang on a nice sunny deck, talk about your day, a little après-ski, maybe a burger, maybe a beer, maybe some pizza, maybe some tacos. Anthony, what's your favorite deck to hang out on for a good après-ski?
Oh, for good après-ski. Oh, man.
Vail or Beaver Creek? I'll let you do either one.
I love Avon. I love Weston.
Oh, the Weston. Yeah.
I want to mention that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Stoke and Rye. It used to be Maya for many years.
Like Prosit, but we don't mention.
I'm Prosit. Yep, you could do
good
that.
beer.
Good beer.
And then what's the Mexican restaurant?
El Sabor.
El Sabor. Yes.
El Sabor in Lion's Head.
Yep.
So yeah, a couple good places to recommend. I would maybe even say El Segundo. They've got a nice deck.
Yes.
I think Vendettas, right
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
A little slice of snow pig.
Yeah.
Maybe do a late lunch.
Yes.
It gets a little slushy. Then you download, and then you go straight to Vendettas. So a couple different places you can go. So a few things happening with that. We've got more live music we'd tell you about tomorrow. Matt Garth will be down at the Drunken Goat in Edwards. So you can take your après all the way back to Edwards. Or, now it says here Skin the Rabbit's playing, but Moe's Barbecue closed. So Moe's in Lion's Head, it has closed not just for the season, but forever. So if you want your Moe's Barbecue, you're going to have to go all the way down to Eagle on Grand Avenue to get that. But congrats for a great run. They were in Lion's Head for a long, long time. They were actually in the old Sunbird Lodge, which is where the Arabelle is now. So congrats to Mike and Jeff Kennedy and Ben Gilbert and the guys for a great run in line said, who knows, maybe they'll come back someday. I don't know, but they're not coming back for a while. It's not a seasonal closure, it is a closure. So that's a look at a few things going on for the rest of your afternoon. Be safe out there, and maybe after today, you'll want to get those skis and boards tuned. So just at the end of your day, walk to the nearest shop, drop it off, and your gear will be ready for you by tomorrow morning when you're going to go out there and enjoy things again. The weather, very sunny today. Wear your sunscreen, stay hydrated, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching Vail Valley Live.